Hello, Taurus. Happy May. Happy birthday if you happen to be a sun sign Taurus. I apologize for this coming out so late. I've been incredibly busy with multiple things, and sometimes it's hard to keep track of it all. I've been gardening a lot, and I got exhausted from lifting giant rocks and building a rock wall and digging a giant hole. And I'm getting older. My body's not really able to do the things that as well, as fast, or as well as I used to. But I did it. I built a giant rock wall, and I'm filling it up with good soil with compost, and pretty soon I'll be planting flowers. So before I begin your reading, this is your general reading for May 2021, of course. I just wanted to briefly say that today, while I am filming this, I believe it's what day is it? It's what day does it say it is? I think it's the 8th. Is that correct? May 8th. Good number, strength. There are mass prayers going on worldwide for the people in India. And so I have these candles lit on my garden altar up here for the people in India and for India herself. If you would like to add any prayers of your own, if you happen to be watching this today. I know that there are a lot of people in my community that are doing this. I actually happen to live in case, a lot of you are actually from where I live and you know exactly where we are. But for those of you that are watching from far away, I live in an area that is filled with spiritual centers of all different kinds. We have many Indian ashrams here as well. So there are a lot of prayers going up where I reside today in my locality. I can actually feel it in the air right now. Maybe for whatever reasons your reading was supposed to be late for your birthday, and it was meant to be today. So, here we go. You ready? This reading is for you if you are a Taurus rising, a Taurus sun, a Taurus moon, a Taurus Venus. And of course, as always, this reading may or may not resonate for you. Certain parts of the reading may resonate with you strongly, other parts may not at all. If for some reason this reading does not resonate for you, you may want to check out your other placements and see if any of those readings resonate for you more. Okay, and if you would like to skip through this part and just go straight to the beginning of the reading, there is a timestamp down below in the description box for you that you can click on, and it will take you straight to the beginning of the reading. I hope you guys are well. May, where I am, is turning out to be a beautiful month. The trees are budding and coming out with fresh leaves, and flowers are opening up. It's gotten a lot warmer from the long winter that we just came from. Okay, let's see what is going on for Taurus people for May 2021. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. What was I on? Was it 7 or was it 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. 8, 9, 10, 11. Hopefully you're not picking up on my breathing too much. I think I may have finally figured out the sweet spot for the microphone where people can hear me, but they're not picking up on my breathing as much. I tend to speak a little softly. I'm not always as loud as I probably should be. Okay. 1, 2. For your main cards this month, I'm using the Spiral Tarot. And for your clarifiers, I am using the Edmund Dulac Tarot this month. He was a famous illustrator of fairy tales and legends from, I believe, the early 1900s. Nice. This is a really pretty reading. Okay. Here we go. Your central experience for May is the Four of Wands. Lovely. This is a brand new beginning that has become stable enough where you realize it's probably going to be lasting. You're building the beginning stages of a foundation for yourself, whether it's a foundation of a marriage or a relationship or a business or a home. It seems as though, pardon me, you're off to a really amazing start. It's just the beginning of it, but it definitely is growing. It has grown in the past and it has become stable now, and you will be able to continue to add on to it, help it to grow along. Stability, creativity. Okay, let me pick more to go with that. Tell me more about the Four of Wands as their central experience for May. Could be some kind of celebration too. You may very well be going to a wedding this month, or going to some kind of a celebration of sorts where you see things stabilizing, and it's an amazing, fruitful feeling I'm getting. Okay, tell me more about the Four of Wands. The Ten of Cups. Yes, you might very well be either getting married, or you may be proposing to someone, or someone may be proposing to you, or you may be going to a wedding. Someone you care about might be getting married. If this isn't marriage, this seems like a celebration. This could be celebrating with a partner, I'm getting, because look at this. You have the Four of Wands, which is a couple getting married. It's their wedding day. And then in the Ten of Cups, there is a couple that looks very much in love on the shore of the ocean. Looks like they decided to go out for the day hiking, or to be in nature together. This could be a vacation that you take with your partner, or you go someplace beautiful with your partner if you're in a relationship. If you are not in a relationship, I don't know. This seems like you're in a relationship, or a relationship that you have started recently has finally, or not finally actually, it's gotten to a place now where you actually see long-term potential here, or great potential here for this relationship to last and to continue to grow, which is amazing. This could be, if you are single, you could be meeting someone sometime in May that could potentially have, it could potentially turn into something in the future. But this just looks like people celebrating to me, and realizing how lucky you are and how blessed you are, and appreciating what you have, wanting to cultivate it further. This could even be creating an outdoor sanctuary or an outdoor garden or a special place, going to a special place together. Okay, there's not much else to be said about that really. Stability, happiness, creativity, partnership. Looks good to me. Enjoying beautiful weather, possibly. Going to beautiful places. Your challenge is the Seven of Wands. Have you been having to protect something or fend something off, or there's just a lot going on and you're trying to focus? It might be hard for you to focus this month, or it's hard for you to... you look like you are ready to create. You don't look like you really want to be doing this anymore. Standing up for something, protecting something, fending off attacks, feeling defensive, needing to defend somebody or something, or needing to defend yourself somehow. It looks like you're done with maybe you've been dealing with obstacles of all different kinds. Just seems like once you, and I'm talking about where you're coming from. You may have been trying to create something, and life or just situations have thrown a lot of things at you that you have had to deal with. And you had to spend so much of your energy focusing on dealing with trying to focus, even though there are obstacles in your way. You seem like you're tired of doing this by now, and you're waiting for things to get a little bit calmer so that you can really focus on what you actually want to focus on. You may be feeling as though, well, before I go any further, let me pick more on that. Why is the Seven of Wands their challenge for May? Give me a little bit more information about this. The Knight of Cups. Have you been trying to protect a relationship? It's like, I don't know why, but perhaps you felt that a relationship has been under attack, or you and your partner may have been trying to work on something together, whether it's getting ready for some kind of plans that you have in the future that you're preparing for now, or needing to get away. Maybe you've been needing to get away together, to go on a vacation or a trip, or to go someplace beautiful together, or to go to a celebration together. But it seems like you're either having to deal with wrapping things up so that you have the space and the time to be able to go. Maybe you've been longing to take it easy, follow your heart, be creative, do fun things, go to peaceful places together, or to work on the romance in a relationship. But it just seems like every time you started to go in that direction, one more thing got thrown at you that you had to deal with at the last minute. And so this may be slightly delayed because you have to handle some things first. Or even it could even be that you have made some plans to do something, and then there are obstacles at the last minute that get in the way that perhaps put the travel plans off, or the celebration is delayed or put on hold while something gets dealt with. Or somebody here feels protective of a relationship or of the romance in a relationship. Here, let me show you what I'm looking at. Look, it's another couple. You have a lot of couples in here. There's the Knight of Cups with what looks like a partner or someone that he loves. And there's the Seven of Wands. Maybe you are protecting a partner, or you're protecting the romance in a relationship, or you're having to deal with things that crop up all of a sudden when really the two of you just wanted to take it easy and go do something together. It's like there are obstacles that show up that you have to deal with. Or if you're single and you're not in a relationship, it seems like romance is on your mind and you want to cultivate a relationship. Or you may have recently met someone that you have a great deal of interest in and you would like to get to know them better, potentially spend more time with them to get to know them. But it just seems like you have a lot going on that you have to handle or do, and it's hard to find the space or the time or the focus to nurture that aspect of your life, as well as goals that you are working on or things you have to do. Okay, what is helping you is the Seven of Cups. That's interesting. Let me see if I can get a little bit more on it. Tell me more about the Seven of Cups. Why is this helping them? Whoa. I wasn't expecting that. Okay, tell me a little bit more. What? Oh, this is complicated looking. Let me try to figure it out with a little bit more cards here. Let me try this one. Tell me more about this. Sorry, you guys, I'm just trying to get down to the bottom of this. Let me ask a question and pick one from here. All right, that's way more cards than I thought it was going to be. I'll try to make sense out of this. You have a lot of difficult cards here, and this is what's helping you. So my guess is that you're going through a huge transformation right now where an old, possibly long-term situation with either difficult situations or difficult relationships is changing and coming to an end, and a new cycle of you have learned the lessons from the past, or you have had enough experiences where you've acquired a lot of wisdom and what's the word? Not discrimination. Carefulness in what you choose for yourself. It looks like right now what is helping you is to you are in the middle of making a choice. Perhaps you have multiple options here, or there are multiple couples in here. It could be that you have a choice. If you're single, you have a choice between several people. And so you want to choose the right choice. Make sure you pick the right fit with someone where you will not have regrets later on that you made the wrong choice. Or this could be other choices that don't have to do with relationships at all, but I'm getting a theme in here of relationships. So what I see from the past, here, let me show you the cards And then I'll just tell you what I see. You had the Seven of Cups. Confusion, needing to make a choice, having multiple choices, being afraid to pick the wrong choice. You may long for somebody or something that is really the choice that you would go for, but you feel as though for whatever reasons it's not available or it's not there, or possibly it hasn't arrived yet. And so you may be trying to settle or trying to get clarity on what would be the right thing to pick or what you want. Or you actually have the potential to have what you wish, but you're looking over everything very carefully, trying to make sure that you are not deluding yourself, or that this isn't some kind of a fantasy, and that this is real, so that you know you are making a legitimate choice here instead of an illusion. But I don't see this as being an illusion. What I do see is that you are very careful now, and you are trying to find clarity and making sure that this is someone you can really trust, or that means what they say, because you've had a long experience with either a relationship or multiple relationships where they have either ended badly or they were with people that turned out not to be who you thought they were. I'll show you what I'm looking at. So there's the Devil, which seems very larger than life in this picture, very looming. You have the Five of Cups, sadness, grief, loss, disappointment. This is addictions, difficult situations where you feel trapped or bound to something that you know is not healthy. This is Judgment, Major Arcana, which is also considered to be discernment. And the Three of Swords, pain, loss, disappointment, grief. So I don't know exactly what you've been through. It may be you've been in relationships with people who had addictions, or where there was a lot of obsession, lust, or very physical, sexual energy in the relationship, but perhaps a lack of love, or emotional mistreatment. They weren't there for you when you really needed them. You may have had partners that have tried to control you, or who were obsessed with you, or tried to keep tabs on you at all times. You may have been betrayed. You may have been in situations where someone left you for someone else, or was with someone else while they were with you and you found out later. This can also be just difficult situations, maybe not even to do with romantic relationships, that have made you extremely discerning over time. You want to make sure that if you're going to put your heart into something, that it's something you can trust, or something that is true. There may have been some hard lessons that you have had to learn in these situations. Maybe at one point, you may have blamed the other person, or didn't look at your own part to play in those situations, on how you ended up in them in the first place. And I feel like you've done a lot of soul searching and a lot of self-examining on how you responded in those times, or how you became involved with those people in the first place, or what led you to be attracted to people like that. And you've learned a lot. I see that you have graduated. You have learned a lot. You've looked at the mess and you've figured it out, and now you know what to look for to make sure that you are not falling prey to the same patterns anymore, because you have the World, Major Arcana, in here. A long-term cycle is coming to an end, and a new long-term cycle is coming in. This is a Saturn card, and Saturn has to do with long-term karmic lessons we have to learn and gain wisdom from, so that we can graduate and enter a new long-term cycle of learning totally different lessons. And something about this seems to be, to me, about relationships. You've learned a lot about how you are with relationships, what you need from relationships, how not to fall prey to relationships like this, to be more careful in choosing for yourself partners. And also, I see, I mean, it's you may have become aware of certain patterns that you have as well. And perhaps you have realized in the past you've been a little too rigid or a little too stubborn. Maybe you expected people to change for you, or you saw potential in people that perhaps had some serious personal problems, and you thought somehow that you could magically have them evolve or learn or get better, or but you have realized you can't do that. The person, when you choose a partner, you're choosing them as they are at the moment, at that point in their life. You can't put it on someone else for them to change. That's their choice to make. And you can't make someone grow, or you can't make someone become something that they either are not ready to or that they don't want to. You've realized all this, you've become a lot more flexible. And this card, the World, also has to do with flexibility. You're not as you're bending in ways now that you didn't back then, or you understand things in a different way now, where you've become a lot more flexible with how you see relationships, with how you experience them, with how you are willing to compromise for a relationship, how you are willing to change for relationships in a good way, you guys. Not bending over backwards in ways that hurt, but to bend when you need to be flexible when you need to in a relationship. Maybe you had very high expectations in the past of what you were looking for. Not that you should ever lower your standards, or settle for anything less than what you need in relationships, but perhaps you were expecting human beings to be too perfect, or you were expecting perfection on some level, maybe unconsciously, or that's what you wanted, but or maybe a lot of it was based on looks for some reason, where you went for the beautiful people, or you went for the good looking people, but just because someone's good looking doesn't mean that they're a good person, or that they're going to be a good fit for you. You have to pay attention to someone's inner self, not just what they look like. Obviously, you need to be with someone that you're attracted to, because chemistry and the physical aspect of a relationship is very important. But that shouldn't be your deciding factor on a partner, is how they look. Or there is more to relationships than just the attraction part. You've realized all this, you've learned all this, and you also have become very good at noticing warning signs. If you're dabbling, if you're dating, if you're getting to know people, you can spot things like this easier than you did before because of experiences you've had. And you may go through moments where you think, why? Why did I do those things? Why did I choose those people? Why did I get myself in those situations? Which at the time were a never-ending story, or a possible reoccurring pattern. This could be one long-term relationship that you got out of a while back, Or this could be a theme in multiple relationships over a long period of time, where it just seemed like a never-ending story. Just when you thought you had attracted a totally different kind of partner, all of a sudden you realize it's the same never-ending story or the same situation, just in a different body or in a different form. But it looks like what is helping you is you have learned it. You don't have to experience that anymore. You have shown Saturn and proven to Saturn that you have learned it. And so you've graduated. You are no longer going to be attracting people, relationships like this, people like this, situations like this anymore. And that's the good news here. And so don't be too fearful, or don't confuse yourself. If these are people or a particular person that you're getting to know, I'm getting that they're very sincere, and I'm getting that let me get the right words here. They're not wearing a mask. It's like you want to make sure you're picking the right choice. Maybe you have a little bit left over from the past of fooling yourself somehow, but I see that as mainly being fears or left over from the past. I don't necessarily feel that this person, this potential person, or this person is in any way. What you see is what you get. That's what I was trying to get a hold of, those words. What you see is what you get. There are no hidden motives. There is no hidden side to them. What you see is what you get. They're very straightforward, or loving and caring, and you can just tell. You can just tell that they're sincere, genuine, that there is no hidden dark side to this person that would fall anywhere along the lines of what you've experienced in the past. If this person tells you that they love you, they mean it. So that is what's helping you. That's pretty amazing. And this could also possibly go with relationships of all kinds, community relationships, family relationships, but I am getting an emphasis on romance in this reading. So you may, I don't know why, but I get the feeling someone's trying to play matchmaker here. Maybe you have people trying to introduce people that they know to you and match you up with someone. Or maybe you actually are happily married, or just got married, or you are happily in a relationship that you are good with, but it may be that you are dealing with a close friend or like a family member that you want to find a partner for, or you want to help them overcome everything that I just said. And they're so close to you that it's almost like it's showing up in your reading. So you may be looking at potential suitors, or for a friend of yours or a family member, or helping them to choose if someone that you know is undecided. Or you could be battling, if this is someone new in your life, you could be battling with feelings of competition, like somehow they're too good for you, or they have multiple options themselves and you're afraid that they're not going to choose you. But I see here that they choose you, or that they feel the most connection with you, and you don't have to worry about that too much. So at your root, there is the Ace of Wands: passion, excitement, a new beginning, a new path of action in your life, a new path opening up. This is the go for it card. So whatever you feel drawn to do at this time, whatever you feel inspired to do, do it. Just do it. Don't hesitate. And this could also be the beginning of a very strong passion a passion for life, a passion for a particular hobby, a passion for an interest, a passion for a person, a passion for a place you would like to go to. And it seems as though spirit is bringing it to you, or it's showing up. So let's actually hang on one moment. I'll be right back. Okay, here I am. So I want to know what you're so passionate about. What is this new passion in your life? Tell me more about the Ace of Wands. At the root of the matter. The King of Swords. Or no, I'm sorry, it's the Queen of Swords. Could this be a passion for a person? And even though it's a queen, it doesn't have to be a woman. This could be a man too. Wow, okay. Let's find out a little bit more. Could be an air sign or specifically a Libra. It doesn't have to be an air sign though. Tell me more. The Nine of Coins. I see this as being either way, whether you are in a relationship, have recently met someone, or even if you're single. I see possibilities in all three of those storylines here. So if you have recently met someone that you have a passion for, or there is someone in your life that you have a passion for, or want a new beginning with, physically speaking here, the Queen, I like this version of the Queen of Swords. She's not as harsh looking as some other Queen of Swords in other decks. She has peacocks, she's reclining, she looks peaceful, there are sailboats in the background. She's lying down on a bed. A very contemplative person. A person who is very thoughtful. Very thoughtful, contemplative, intelligent, sensitive person I'm getting. An old soul. Someone who understands things in a very full way, in a multidimensional way. This person actually seems quite brilliant. They may be an amazing storyteller, or they write stories, or they have a great deal of knowledge to do with some kind of form of beauty. Could be poetry, could be art, could be high intelligence, or there's a word for it. What is it? It's refined, a very refined person who understands things very fully. And also, this doesn't seem like the kind of person that would get into arguments easily at all. This seems like someone that does not like harsh words or crass behavior or fights in general. This is a very peaceful person. And if there are ever any issues or problems that crop up with this person, they're more likely to talk things out calmly and to come up with solutions to problems rather than getting into arguments or sustaining long periods of angry communication at all. This person is very refined. Looks amazing. Very considerate. Very thoughtful, possibly gives gifts. And when they give gifts, they put a lot of thought into it. They ponder what would be the best gift to give someone that they could actually really enjoy, use, or appreciate. And this can also be an aspect of yourself as well. This is where you're at now in your instincts, either that or you have a great passion for this person and you wish to start some kind of a physical relationship with them. Maybe you haven't gotten that far yet. Maybe you're still just getting to know each other. If you are already in a relationship, it looks like perhaps the two of you want to go on some kind of a vacation or a trip together in a beautiful, serene environment where you can spend quality time with each other and rekindle the romance in the relationship, or to cultivate the romance in the relationship and fall in love with each other all over again. You feel very drawn to do this at this time. If you are single, you have the Nine of Pentacles in here. If you are single, you are perfectly okay with being single. It's not like you need you're not feeling needy. You don't need a relationship right now. A relationship would be amazing and you would be very appreciative of it. But you don't feel as though you lack anything. You feel pretty solid where you are right now, and you may have recently gotten started with some kind of project or thing that you are manifesting in your life that is where you get to use your creative energy, where you get to create refinement. I don't know if someone here is a wedding planner. Maybe you're a wedding planner, or you book people's vacations for them, or you're a travel agent, or you are a interior designer, or you design beautiful gardens or environments, or you arrange for people to have retreats, or it just looks like a really creative, fun kind of a job here that you fully enjoy. And perhaps you just recently got started with this, where this is a new job or a new business that you've begun. You could be an artist. Yeah, or you long to go in that direction and you're ready to do it now. It's just you're wrapping up the last little bits of something, kinks in the way, or things that you have to deal with first before you can fully enmesh yourself in something new. And if you are single because you're good where you are now, because you feel pretty whole, you feel creative, you're doing what you love, it's very possible for you to attract in someone who is incredibly good for you, because you're in a good place. Like attracts like. And also, this is money. This is money, and possibly building a business or a way of making money or investing money. It seems as though you're in a good place. Looks great. Or this is what you are going to go out after. You're very intent on creating this or beginning this new journey in your life that the energy has a lot more to do with everything that I just mentioned than whatever this long-term difficult situation you've had to deal with in the past that you're coming away from now. So, in the recent past, there is the Queen of Pentacles. This could be you, where you feel very good where you are right now. You feel very in your own skin or in your own element. You feel very comfortable, creative, pleased, content. And this can also be taking care of your body or taking care of your health or creating a beautiful environment for yourself or creating a lot of peace. This doesn't look so peaceful, but it looks like if this is still going on, you're wrapping up the last little bits of it. And it may even be that you're working with deadlines here, where you've set goals for yourself or set dates for yourself on when you're finally going to be done with this last little bit of running around before you can fully just open up your arms and enjoy peace or quiet or calm or creativity or this new journey that you are beginning in your life or new relationship or a new way of being in your marriage or in your long-term relationship. It looks like you know you can do this, and you've been patiently putting your energy into this over time, where now you feel very pleased with what you have created. And also, this is resting. This is resting, being at ease, being fully in your own skin, taking care of your health, your body, your needs, comfort. This could be a Capricorn because this is a Capricorn card, but this could also be an aspect of yourself. If this is another Earth sign or a Capricorn, it looks like they're a really good grounding force for you, and you feel very comfortable and at ease in their presence. And you may even have similar goals or similar dreams of something that you would like to create, and so you can create it together. I'm getting something about homesteading or creating a paradise physically, or a farm, or a piece of land, or a garden, or kind of an outdoor sanctuary of sorts, landscaping, real estate. Maybe you feel pretty solid now. Maybe you've purchased a home. Maybe you've purchased a home and now you get to play with it. Now you get to decorate it, maybe make a few small repairs, maybe add-ons, planning what you want to do with the garden. You might want to have animals if you want. Just now that you have your own home or your own sanctuary spot that you know isn't leaving anytime soon or isn't going anywhere, you're dreaming of the things you would like to create physically from this, and also possibly adopting animals, or rescuing animals, or working with horses for someone, like a ranch. Maybe it's a ranch or a farm or a permaculture place, or just a beautiful environment. You're very, very interested in either continuing to create this if you have already purchased it or you've already begun it, or you've been dreaming of how you want to see things in the future and how to get yourself there. And being not thrifty, frugal, and creative with how you use your money, where you're not wasting it on the wrong things and you're really putting your money into the things that really need it. Let me get a little bit more on that. Or you may be traveling with either by yourself or with someone else to a beautiful place where you're fully enjoying it, like a vacation. Or if you've been invited to a wedding and you're going to a wedding in May, the wedding may be in an extremely different place than where you live, and there's a lot of nature there, or a lot of flowers, a lot of water, just a beautiful place. Could be in public gardens, or some kind of a butterfly garden, or arboretum, or near the seashore, or any number of places, but they look really beautiful. It looks like a beautiful environment that you get to relax in. It's like a little vacation. Okay, tell me more about the Queen of Pentacles. The Sun, you're extremely happy. You have had happiness. This can be a mark of a rite of passage for you, where you see direct results now that your life is changing, or that your new experience or the experience that you're in now is very, very, very different from where you've been before, and it's like a brand new world, or it's a brand new experience that it feels very positive and extremely creative and happy. And needing to be in more sunshine, or being in warmer weather, or a warmer climate, or Let me show you the sun. Again, it's a beautiful place. Yeah. And this is a beautiful place too. Okay, let's move on. So your best possible outcome is the Eight of Wands. It looks like things are speeding up. If you've been having to wait for a very long time to do anything, I mean, obviously we've all worldwide, we've been dealing with COVID and restrictions and needing to stay in one place, a lot of us, unless you happen to be like me and you happen to live in a beautiful environment that with a very tiny population. The lockdown didn't affect me as much as it would people who live in very concentrated cities or in larger populated areas. I live in a beautiful place with mountains all around me and a beautiful valley, so it was a little bit different for me. I could still go out and hike instead of being in an indoor environment all the time. But it looks like something's been released, like a restriction has been released, or you are finally able to travel, you are finally able to do the things that you did before. And because of that, everybody is very excited. Everybody is ready to go do the things that they haven't been able to do for about a year now. And so there's a huge movement here. This is like, I don't know, this could be that if you live in an area where there's a tourist season, the tourist season may be twice as large as it even was before the pandemic. It's like everybody has wanderlust or travel fever or needing to get out or needing to go do things. So there's a lot of movement here as your best possible outcome. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of rapid comings and goings, a lot of travel, a lot of people either coming to visit you, a lot of things going on, a lot of opportunities up in the air, and the winds of change are blowing. Things are speeding up. Things are no longer slowed down anymore. And if you've been wanting to travel, it looks like your best possible outcome is that you will. And it may even be by airplane or travel by air. So let me get a little bit more on it. Or if you have recently started to cultivate a relationship, it looks like it's speeding up as your best possible outcome. If you weren't quite sure yet how long it was going to last for, or whether a physical aspect of a relationship would happen or not, it looks like it's going to happen. So let's see. Tell me more about the Eight of Wands as their best possible outcome. Oops. That is Temperance. Interesting. Let me get a little bit more. The Three of Wands and the Chariot. Okay. With all of this hustle and bustle and movement, it may even be, okay, it may be that you are going on a trip or you're traveling someplace or you're going to a beautiful place. It could also be that you reside in a beautiful place where other people come to where you are. Like you live in a vacation spot or you live in, I mean, it's so funny. I was talking with my daughter about this the other day. She's 13 and she's been where we live her whole life. So this is normal for her. And she knows that she lives in a beautiful place, but because she rarely gets to travel with me to other places, she's used to it, and so it's not that exciting for her. And it's funny how you can get used to living in a beautiful place and kind of take it for granted at times. It's like the only time you really go to the special places around you is if you have visitors that are visiting you, and then you get to show them all the cool stuff that's around you. But whether you are in a vacation spot, it looks like the Taurus season is going to be crazy. It looks like there's a million people headed your way. And actually, you might be really looking forward to this because that means money. That means that you'll make money. It means you'll be able to sell your art or your music, or finally play music again if you're a musician, like out in public, or for listeners, or sell your art. Or if you're a landscaper, all of a sudden everyone is buying up property around all around you, and so you have a lot of work because people want gardens made. Or the realtor companies need a place to look nice, and so you have all this work, which if you have had a lull with work or with money in the past, this is very much needed and you're looking forward to it. But be prepared. It looks like a lot of people all flooding to where you are. And if this is you wanting to go travel someplace else, you will be able to do it, but make sure you plan your trip very well. There's temperance in here. So while there is all this crazy movement going on and all of these things happening, either things are coming to you or you're going to something. And with all of this, take it easy. Be temperate about what you're doing. Take your time, breathe deeply. Don't go to extremes. Don't go to extremes. Baby steps, or test the waters before you jump into the water. And somebody might be concerned about this movement, actually, where you want to calm people down and say it's okay, just don't rush too hard. We're not completely out of the water yet. I hear we're not completely out of the water yet. It isn't quite completely back to normal yet, and it's almost like it's a lot. It's like even changing thought patterns with it is a lot. Of like, oh, we have to be careful, and then everything's fine. It's like there's a middle ground in all of this. And also, I see a lot of rest in here, honestly. I see a lot of rest. I see a lot of calm energy here that feels very healing. And yeah, do I need to say anything else? Let me look a little bit more into this temperance and see what you have to be temperate about. If there are a million opportunities flying around in the air for you right at this time, take your time checking the different opportunities out. Don't feel like you have to rush or that you have to pick opportunities right now. It may be saying in this reading that there is something still on the way to where you are, and so you don't want to act too rashly or jump on anything too quickly, because whatever is arriving will have arrived, and then you'll kind of wish you had gone with that, whatever it is, whether it's, it could be anything. Or to take your time looking over your choices or over your opportunities. And if you are traveling, make sure that you don't plan your trip where you do a million things every single day that you're there. Make sure that it's an actual vacation, and that a lot of it is spent resting or enjoying beautiful environments rather than running around too much. Otherwise, it may defeat the purpose of a vacation. You might feel too rushed, like you're having to meet certain deadlines or certain times or certain connections with getting someplace or going to different places. It just looks like a lot. So make sure you plan your trip in a temperate way where you don't arrange for too many things that you're doing on the trip, so that you have moments of doing fun things and then moments of resting. I think that's good. Okay, coming up for you in the future is the Knight of Swords. Wow, that is very different energy from the rest of the reading so far. Looks like you either have to speak up or get a little harsh with your communication with someone because they weren't listening to you the first 100 times that you said it nicely. Or you could be dealing with someone like this in the future. Or this could simply just be very frantic, very chaotic travel where there's a lot of connections to be made. Oh, you can't miss that next connection, otherwise that will screw up the entire plan. Or a lot of running back and forth, or rapid comings and goings. Maybe you have something going on where you have 10 people all decide to come visit you all around each other, and so after months of not having any visitors, all of a sudden you have visitor after visitor after visitor, and you have to play the host or something. Let me see. Tell me more about the Knight of Swords. Tell me more about the Knight of Swords. Justice. Yeah, you're having to speak up on the behalf of justice or fairness, or there's something that you have felt has been unfair, and so you want to make sure that things, or this could be a court thing, possibly. Let's see. You're fighting on the behalf of someone else, or you're finally speaking up on something that you felt was unfair, or you've been unfairly treated somehow. You want to maintain justice in a situation. Let's see. The Knight of Cups. Maybe you have a child that has realized that they want to be a lawyer when they grow up, or they want to be an advocate, or they want to go into the justice department area of society, or they want to be an activist, or a writer, or a reporter, or a journalist in order to expose things that are corrupt. It looks like you have a child that is extremely imaginative and extremely visionary, and they may have recently, or they will be announcing to you kind of what their plan is for their future, which actually I think is super cute. Not all kids know what they want to do when they grow up. I had a best friend growing up who was a Libra, who I remember when we were little girls, her saying that when she grew up she wanted to be a doctor. And you know, kids make up stuff or change their minds sometimes, where at first they want to be a firefighter, then they want to be, you know, this or that, and they change their minds on what they want to be when they grow up. But she always said doctor, and then she grew up to become a nurse. So some kids know exactly what they want to do with their life when they're very small. And some kids, it takes them a long time, probably not even until after their Saturn return before they know what they want to do with their life. But, or is somebody telling their child that they should grow up to become a lawyer or a judge or a doctor when really their child wants to be like an illustrator of children's books, or an artist or a musician? Or maybe this was you. Is this you? Are you the artist or the musician or the visionary or the imaginative person, and perhaps you grew up in some kind of a family situation where people demanded for you to be a doctor or a lawyer or to be in a profession that is not your calling. And perhaps sometimes they bring it up still. Or they get down on you for what you do somehow, like it's not good enough, or and it looks like be careful if you are going on a vacation to go visit your family. Be very careful about lashing back, or it's like it's an old wound or it's an old irritating situation that if you have jet lag or if you're exhausted from traveling and you get there and somebody mentions, oh, you're just an artist or whatever, you might snap. And normally you Taurians are generally very patient and don't generally lose it like that, but it looks like your nervous system is shot to the max from just too much movement or too much running around, and you may find yourself snapping and saying something kind of mean or mean back. But I would caution you against that. Be very careful. I can give you advice because I've been in such we've all been in those situations. So if you do happen to be visiting your family, I'll just tell you what I have done in the past. When they trigger a nerve for you that they've triggered over and over years. Instead of snapping back, just go to the bathroom or go to a different area of where you are and hold on to something and breathe deeply. I would always hang on to the bathroom sink. So you go in the bathroom, clutch the sink and breathe deeply and just wait until however long it takes for you to feel calm again and then go back into the room. Some people, especially the older that people get, not all older people, but it's common as you get older, you get more set in your ways and you're less likely to change as when you're young or younger. That's not always the case though. Some people change their entire lives. It's not like you're going to get them to see what you're trying to get them to see. Or if you do want them to try to get to see what they're doing, this isn't the way to do it. There's another way to do it where you can say it calmly at a moment when they're receptive, maybe put a little tidbit in there and then walk away and let them cool off, and then they might think about it, and then perhaps it might open up some actual real conversation. But snapping definitely isn't going to get them to see a different way of thinking or get them to understand where you're coming from at all. So be protective of your own heart. When people say things that perhaps they don't even realize it hurts you that much, it hurts, and don't let that get to your self-esteem or how you view yourself. You're an amazing, creative, imaginative person, and other people may not understand that, and that's okay. That does not mean that there is something wrong with you or that you should feel bad about yourself or feel like no one understands. There's always going to be people in your life who understand, and then there's always going to be people that don't. So be careful with that in the future. When it starts to get too hectic or too stressful, make sure you go to water. Maybe go to a creek or a pond or a lake or an ocean or a hot spring or something, some kind of water or a beautiful place where you can breathe deeply, calm down. I also see something in here about receiving messages from nature. If you think a brilliant thought and all of a sudden the trees start going crazy, blowing in the wind all of a sudden, right when you think that thought, that's a message from the plant devas or the fairies or the nature spirits that is backing you up. It's like the nature spirits are looking after you in the future, or they are very curious about you, and perhaps because you're such a lover of beauty, they always love people that love beauty. Fairies always love music and beauty. So You may have something happen that gives you a sign or gives you a message that inspires you. Okay? So, you right now are experiencing the Wheel of Fortune. This could even be world travel or traveling a very long distance. But travel aside, this is an increase in your luck. Things are getting better, things are becoming easier, things are rolling, things are moving forward, things are moving. The fates have something in store for you. You are extremely fortunate, and trust the fates. You don't need to know everything about what's going to happen. Just know that something amazing is going to happen. Oh, there goes my phone. Hang on, you guys. Hello again. Turns out it was the plumber, and the plumber's going to be coming back in a couple of seconds. So hopefully there won't be too much noise in the background, and I'm just going to keep on going. So, but we'll see if it gets too loud or something. Then I might have to put it off. Not that you have to be put off, just me. Let's see. The Wheel of Fortune. Let me pick more. You're feeling very fortunate. You're feeling like things are finally moving or happening, or you see progress in a really good way, or there's finally movement happening. Let's see. The Eight of Cups upside down. That's odd. Let me pick another one to go with that. Oh, am I holding the whole deck upside down? I think I am. So let's turn that around and try again. Tell me a little bit more. Yeah, you're finally moving. You might have actually either recently moved to a new location or a new home. Whether you've bought a home, moved to a new apartment, moved to a new location, a new town, a new city, a new state, who knows. You could have even moved to a new country, but with restrictions and everything, who knows what's going on with you. But it looks like you may have recently moved, or you're about to. Maybe that's why you're rushing so much and why things are speeding up so much as you are at the last crunch bit of moving, like packing your stuff up in boxes or getting things ready for movers, or who's going to move you, or the last little dregs of getting everything together so that you can finally go. Or it may be that you have recently moved and you're realizing that you moved to a really good place, or you're excited, it's new. You know, even if you've moved to a new apartment, you might be extremely excited to decorate, to unpack, to create a whole different visual atmosphere around yourself. Maybe get some potted plants or plant a little garden, or it feels real. It feels like a huge relief, and it feels like you are so excited because you see things moving forward, or you made the right choice, or you just feel fortunate where you are. Maybe there's more like-minded people where you are now. Let's see. Or you, even if it's, I'm getting for someone, if it's hard to find affordable housing where you live because of gentrification, or rent control being taken away, or it's just overblown price-wise, it looks like you luck out, like you find an ideal place for a really affordable price that you can actually afford. Like it's almost like winning the lottery, you know, in an area where perhaps the rentals for even just a one bedroom are something like $1,200. You might have lucked out and found a one bedroom for $600 or something like that. or maybe it was through word of mouth or just sheer luck. And same thing with jobs, with relationships. Like you feel like you've attracted something into your life that is extremely valuable and you just happen to find it, whether it's a person or a job or a location or a home or let's see. Anything else? The Hermit, a place where you can rest, or when it comes to your own, you're feeling very contemplative this month, very calm, very contemplative, very thoughtful, really focusing on your emotional, mental, spiritual, and physical health and well-being. You understand how you have come to it's not like you randomly won the lottery or this thing just fell on your lap. It's because you've come a long way. It's because you've learned a lot. It's because you have gained a lot of wisdom. It's because you understand things in a deeper way now than you used to, and it's attracted a great deal of luck into your life. And if you have been single for a long time, it looks like somebody is coming in for you, or you have recently found someone. It might be that you're a little bit of a loner at this time, like you need more alone time, and things are able to work out where you can have that alone time, or you can have that vacation, or you can have that rest that you need. Let me just show you what I'm looking at. So there's the Wheel of Fortune, the Eight of Cups, moving away from emotional difficulty onto a different, totally new experience and adventure. And you have the Hermit. Maybe you're studying something. Or you get to be in a really quiet, restful, peaceful place where you can actually focus on writing a book, creating a piece of art, whatever it is that you're doing. It's like you have a nice space to be able to do it at and the time to do it. Looks good. In your surroundings is the Two of Cups. Boy, you guys are lucky. You're attracting in soulmates, kindred spirits, dear friends, people you can relate to, people where there's an easy rapport, an easy mutual respect, mutual companionship. You may have moved in your surroundings, you may have moved someplace where people are more like-minded, or you feel more at home here, like you belong, or people around you remind you of you. Or you may have moved to an area where you just happen to have a lot of karmic ties and soulmate friendships of all different kinds with multiple people. Like you feel like you've moved to some place where you know everyone from past lifetimes. It's odd, but cooperation is all around you. There's harmony, there's peace, there's seeing eye to eye, there's easy communication, there's feeling like you are not alone. And it's, if you are single and if you're longing for a relationship, it looks like you have plenty of potential people all around you that you could relate with, get to know. You may be able to find an important person in your surroundings where you are. This can even be business partnership. If you have begun a new business, this looks like you've met an ideal business partner where you fit together very nicely in what you do. Or it could even be that your partner is also your business partner. Looks good to me. Your hope is that you will succeed, you will win, you will have success, you will have victory. Everything that you've poured your energy into doing and getting to as a goal, you reach it. is your hope. Your hope is that you reach your goal, you reach the finish line, you accomplish this, and that you will be successful in what you set out to do. And your general outcome is the Hanged Man. Yes, this looks like vacation. This looks like retreat. This looks like a beautiful place. Tuning in, receiving vision, becoming inspired, feeling like you can hear I'm sensing a lot of fae folk energy in this reading of connecting with nature spirits, connecting with fairies, with devas, with connecting with nature in a way that feels incredibly healing and inspiring. A rest, revisioning things, feeling like you have a vision now, or you have received a vision now if you felt visionless before. You see things in a different way now. You're seeing things from a different perspective. Spirit, your psychic abilities may be heightened this month, where you're receiving more visions, more intuitions, more subtle voices from nature or from spirit. You're more aware of these things in May, or they're calling to you. If you happen to work with plants, like if you do landscaping or you work with farming or permaculture or gardening or something like that, it looks like you and the nature spirits have a very close relationship, and they just absolutely adore you. And so whenever you feel down, whenever you are having a hard time, you should always go into nature and you'll feel so much better. Herbalism. Let me get a little bit more. Tell me more about the Hanged Man as their general outcome. The Hierophant and the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, or you may be attending an actual retreat. You may be going to a place where there's a lot of spiritual people, or your understanding of spirituality has become much more nature-oriented and organic than perhaps spirituality that you were raised with. Or you're understanding spirituality in a completely different way now that feels much more holistic or compatible with the kind of personality or spirit that you have. And you actually may be a healer. You may be a healer. You may be someone who invokes. I'm getting the name Orpheus. This is reminding me of Orpheus's music. Maybe your music connects with the nature spirits in a way that is very profound for other people to hear too, not just the nature spirits. There's something that you perform, or there's something that you do or create that affects people on a very deep level when they look at it, or they listen to it, or they see it, or they read it, or things are slowly but surely moving forward. You're on your way. You may be attending something like a conference or a workshop, some kind of a workshop with a partner, or you meet a potential partner while you're at the workshop. If you are getting to know someone that you have recently met, take it easy. You don't have to rush. It doesn't seem to me like this relationship is going anywhere or the person is going anywhere. So take your time in getting to know each other. spend time, see if your beliefs or your spirituality is compatible. Or you may realize that they are compatible with your spiritual beliefs, whatever they might be. I'm not a religious person, but I'm a very spiritual person. This may not have anything to do with any kind of belief system or any kind of religion. This could just be a spiritual way of seeing things, a way of understanding life or the universe that is very similar with this person, where you see potential here. So take your time spending time with each other in social environments or natural environments rather than being indoors. I'm getting a lot of outdoor time with someone, whether it's hiking or attending a workshop together or going to a concert, an outdoor concert or something, where you can get to know each other and get to meet other people too, where you can watch this person have conversations with other people and listen, and it helps you to understand who they are than just talking with them yourselves. So could be a Pisces, possibly, or a Neptunian sort of a soul. All right. Hopefully that resonated for someone or helped somebody, or possibly even resonated for a bunch of you. I wish you all the best. Happy birthday again if you are a sun sign Taurus, and I'll see you guys soon. Take care. Bye.